Tomorrow's match now. How do you see? Where do you see the game? Where do you see it going?
I think tomorrow Arsenal have a whole lot of things to do. They have to test run. They just bought a whole set of players like and they are in very important positions. So unlike Manchester City, it's a stable team already. They have the stability, they have the qualities already.
Okay.
So I think they've only made few additions to their team. So and Arsenal has to, they've made different players to different positions, and they have to meet kind of test running tomorrow just to find if they can actually work together. So tomorrow, we definitely see when the signees, the new players is signed. We definitely feed them tomorrow. So and we can't expect them to have this kind of communication instantly. No, there's something called gradual process.
In Manchester City or Arsenal?
No, I'm talking about Arsenal.
Okay.
Manchester City already have the quality.
Stable
they have the communication
team,
already.
yeah.
They have the stability already.
Yeah.
So just like they're just moving on, just like they're continuing their own season, their own fine form.
That's true.
I get my point now. So I think Arsenal have a whole lot of things to do tomorrow, not in Manchester City.
But to me, I don't you see the Riyad Mahrez was sold to one Saudi Arabian team, and
Saudi Arabia.
Gundogan leaving the team too. Is there a kind of thing that Manchester City would be missing in their structure?
There's one thing about Guardiola. Once he has established his philosophy and tactics, his style of play, and any player he buys or any player in the team, we surely, we'll be able to cope, or be able to, can actually fill the void left by a player. Now, immediately Gundogan left the team, like they bought Kovacic, and Mahrez has left, and they have a lot of players they use on that wing. So that tells me I don't even miss Mahrez. And as a matter of fact, Mahrez, I can say he has actually passed his prime. So they are Foden, towards the end of last season, Mahrez was not even part of his plan.
I think
longer.
there was a time Bernardo Silva was deployed to that position.
Exactly. In fact, I can say most of the season, second part of the season, Bernardo Silva played in that role.
More in that role.
Yes.
I think so. And the introduction of Palmer and some of these young guys.
Especially Foden. Foden can fill in any position in that attacking role.
To me, I think Foden is more being groomed as De Bruyne's replacement.
Yeah, exactly. There's one thing about Guardiola. You playing in a particular role, that tells you must be able to play different roles.
More than one
role. And our example is De Bruyne. De Bruyne can play, he has played different roles. He has excelled in different roles in the same Manchester City.
Yes.
Same thing applies to Gundogan. Same thing applies to Bernardo Silva.
And even John Stones.
That's a typical example of what I'm trying to pass across. Like towards the end of last season, like Guardiola just, it changed everything about his formation, about his tactics.
I think what led to the emergence of John Stones in the midfield was the point when Cancelo have to leave that team. Cancelo leaving Manchester City left a void, left a place empty.
Exactly.
So he did not even bother bringing in another fullback. But he just changed the tactics.
That's why it's called a genius.
Wow, that's lovely.
You see, anything Guardiola does, like every other coach has to
imitate
that, and he has to adopt the system as well.
Yeah.
Because whatever he does, they believe that he's always wrong, he's always right.
And there was a point last season too when he used two left
center back.
Yes, two left center backs.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was I think people used to argue that it's not possible for two left footed players to play as center backs.
You see, people they are they've talked to this idea of football, of this basic or traditional part of football. You see, there's now revolution in football. Like things are now evolving.
Yes.
They believe things will be done as it has been done before. It's not possible. You see, things are there's innovation in football.
Yes.
There's innovation in football. So and I think Arteta himself, like he tried that tactics towards end of last season, like combining.
It seems to me that Guardiola is the benchmark for all the other.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
That's lovely. That's lovely. So now going back to our main discussion. who do you see? Like, which team do you see edging out tomorrow?
The game is actually Community Shield. We can categorize it as a kind of pre-season.
Glorified friendly.
Yeah, glorified. Well, I think given the fact that what Aita is building and what Guardiola has built,
Yes.
So there's kind of a bit of rivalry between the boss and their
apprentice.
So I think
that's what some Arsenal fans don't like to hear. They don't like to hear that.
It's a bitter truth.
Okay.
It's a bitter truth. Guardiola has always edged out Aita, and Aita has always, he has always been learning as well.
Yeah,
like he learns every day. He learns every day. So I think for the past 10 games right now,
all right.
Manchester City has really edged out us now, like 10 wins in a row straight. 10 wins, and then
that's funny. That's funny. So when will they be open for a win? When should they be open for a win?
And some of the score lines, kind of wide margin, 5-1, like 4-0, stuff like that. So
even last season, like the Arsenal fans were like anticipating for a win, at least to keep up with the title race.
But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So I think tomorrow Arsenal have a lot of things to do. Not even Manchester City.
All right.
As usual, City will come out to play their game. It's left to Arsenal, Arteta. Now, how do you counter their own approach? How do you work against their own approach? How do you play against them? How do you read the game? Because you playing against Guardiola, you just have to be, you have to think the way it does, think the way he thinks as well. I get my point right now. So I think tomorrow it depends on the set of players Aita fits on the pitch.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
All right. I will ask this now. Will you like advise Arteta to play Guardiola style, or will you want him to sit back?
It's always better. Arsenal has, since last season, it's obvious, except for Manchester City, Arsenal has been the one, having the larger percentage of possession. That is, they have the ball with themselves. Like, they hold the ball most of the times.
Yes.
Like, against every other team. In fact, last season, was it first leg or second leg? They had better position.
That was first leg. I think that first leg ended 3-1.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
Arsenal played more. They had more possession.
So
yes.
And then Arsenal, they do not have this gene of sitting back, staying back. No. They always want to come out.
They want to attack
and play their game and try to establish.
Impose their play
exactly on the opponents. Exactly. So I think it's always better for Arsenal and Arteta to just come out as well, play their game, establish their game as well. So from there, let them play together, like go against his own tactics as well. So do not sit back. You sitting back, you've given City the edge.
Let me say this will be my prediction actually, but I think Arsenal will suffer more tomorrow because with the addition of new players trying to gel into the team, trying to adapt to the playing style. Most of these players are not. Most of these new players, except for Timber, are not so familiar with the Arsenal pattern.
Yeah, exactly. That was obvious. I could remember. Was he MLS or Star? Yeah. When Rice was first introduced, the way he used to play at West Ham, there
used to chasing the ball.
Like used to, at some point he got lost. It was like it was.
Are we not chasing anybody again?
Exactly.
Right.
So he needs to adapt to that kind of situation. You hold the ball well. You have to be very sensitive. You need that awareness. Hold the ball. Know where you want to pass the ball to. You have to be able to dictate play. They are not chasing after the ball. Arsenal are not chasing after the ball right now. They are not dictating the play.
And I think if I'm to advise Arteta, Rice playing alongside with Partey would be more ideal, because if you look at the preseason matches Arsenal have played so far, Rice plays better when he plays with Partey, but when he's left alone to play as the 6, he the performance is not always there.
You see, when it comes to that number 6 role in Arsenal, Partey is a master, and then for Rice to play as a lone 6 without Partey, he still has a whole lot of things to learn from Partey. So that's why it's even better for Rice, for Partey staying one more season or staying longer, because there was a rumor Partey was about to leave Arsenal before they actually confirmed that he'll be staying. So he still has a whole lot of things to learn from,
learn,
to learn from, especially playing in that number 6 role. So I think to me, I'll prefer Arteta to just play with a lone 6 and have the creative midfielders in front of Partey.
Are you saying playing Odegaard, Havertz?
He can actually make use of. We all saw what Smith Rowe, what he played last game, like the Emirates FA Cup. He played well. At least trying to adapt to that role as well, because he has not been playing that role.
That's true.
So, and Smith Rowe is kind of tight player. He ensures that once he has the ball, like he attacks.
But let me say this. I think I watched Arsenal playing against Barcelona, and Trossard playing in that position. He was so potent.
Well, you see, the set of players Arteta has right now, they are all blessing to him. Like they can play in different roles.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you play against Man City, you don't test run. You try to, you ensure that you play the best legs in their preferred position. Manchester City they've gone beyond the kind of thing you test run. You don't test run against them. You ensure you have your team.
If you test run against them,
you'll be punished.
They will punish you for that.
You can do that against weaker teams.
Like I know. I want to. I know. Oh yeah. Say it. Chelsea, right? Just once they will excuse you. All right. I understand. I understand. We cut teams like Manchester United.
Manchester City right now. So
because Arsenal actually test run against Manchester United.
Yeah.
So are you saying Manchester United is a cut?
Manchester United as well. Actually, test running as well. So test running meets.
All right. That's true. All right. Let's look at this. In Arsenal, I think if you look at what Arsenal have presently now, if Arsenal should feed the stronger team, like strongest players, I think it will be more better for Arsenal, because if they have a win against Manchester City, it will increase the momentum and give them a morale. Again, if eventually they have to meet Man City again in the Premier, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But you losing again tomorrow, it will reduce.
That's why I said, like, the game is actually meant for Arsenal, not for Man City. Like beating Manchester City tomorrow, like it actually increase their confidence.
Yes.
It actually ignites their confidence, and they always feel like, wow, for we to beat them. Eventually, when they meet in the league games, they have that confidence to face them man to man, toe to toe. So they're able to go, and once the confidence is there, you're able to, you can do anything. You can win.
Man City has nothing to prove tomorrow.
Exactly, because if they beat Arsenal tomorrow, just like as usual. No
Martin.
Exactly.
Let's go out there and beat them.
No Martin.
Wow.
So, but if Arsenal wins tomorrow, it's a statement.
All right.
So that will actually boost their confidence and morale.
So, what's your prediction?
Well,
let me have your prediction.
Believe me, tomorrow it's gonna be a very tight game and difficult game for Guardiola. It won't be as easy as it has always been in previous meetings. Believe me, because I think every Arsenal player tomorrow has that they have their rules to play, and they've gotten this mentality that because what they were, what they almost achieved last season, at some point they believe that this dream can actually come to reality.
All right.
So
until
it happened.
All right.
So I think they've gotten that mentality right now. They've gotten that orientation, and they've gotten that confidence that they can do it. They can do it. So I think they actually do some wonders tomorrow, and then I even believe they can actually outplay Manchester City tomorrow, and I think they're winning the game. Arsenal, they're winning the game.
All right. I think this is the point where we have to call it a day.